the award for the most annoying option, which isn't the correct option, goes to...
What was that thing?
Very much a curveball.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I've never done that before. I love a good giveaway. This is why we're going to be holding one on this channel. Since I've become a part of the Tomb Raider community, I've won these cards and stamps from Tomb Raider Romania, and there was a giveaway where Attica gave me this amazing artwork. So next week we're going to have the big competition announcement. You just have to be subscribed and leave a comment. So tune in to next week and you'll find out what the giveaway will be.
Hello and welcome to our Tomb Raider show where we're playing through the Angel of Darkness DVD game. We're going to first of all play a level of that, and that is the Aquatic Research Area, and then afterwards we'll hit you with a Tomb Raider Spotlight and a question of the week. But for now, the Aquatic Research Area, our mission is...
Find the vault trophies. Makes me think of Secrets.
Yeah, maybe it's like a hidden trophy room in Off Manor.
Right, okay, press OK to start. Let's crack on.
I'll have to get through here to find the Vault of Trophies, the location of the last Obscura painting. I must activate the power to this area.
Quite a pretty room.
Industrial and grey, a bit like something you might see in Metal Gear Sonic, or like a loading bay for a spaceship in Ratchet and Clank. Should we have a look?
It makes me think Chronicles. It's not particularly like any level of Chronicles, but I could imagine it being one.
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Right, look.
Yep, there we go.
The exit lies underwater. I need to distract the creature.
Right, well that answers the question.
What was that thing?
I know, pretty horrible. I reckon dive left and take it out. No.
Dive left and see what the death animation is.
Okay, yeah, I'm up for that.
Let's go.
Oh, you might survive it. Oh, you just dodge it.
Got a point there.
I love how the animation is so slow at her getting out, like in actual Tomb Raider, despite the urgency of the ginormous monster.
You've circled around it. Dive right?
Yeah, I imagine. Oh, we could dive left, fail the thing, and watch the death animation.
Now let's just keep on the winning streak. Let's dive right.
I like the way you get a point for going the wrong way first. Just surviving the quick time.
Brave.
Oh, left.
Yep.
Back.
Down, 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 down. Oh, it's a timing thing.
I just mashed it.
Oh, and she's pulling a lever. If this were race to the end, I'd be trying to prevent myself from going back, diving right and looking right.
Right. Use switch, move crate. Feel like the move crate is... I have no idea why, but why would that be an option?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It might be blocking her way out or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to put that on to do the switch, maybe.
We're going to try and catch the creature in that basket. Let's
Kill
press,
it so we can get down.
press switch.
Press switch, I think, yeah. It's a different switch, isn't it?
I need to fill this first.
Oh, maybe that's what the other switch did. I reckon we've got to pull it back, fill it, watch a long animation again.
Okay, so this is what happens in Tomb Raider. You have to drag blocks around until you figure it out. So let's pull.
Cool.
Doing her a favour.
Right,
She's
you
stronger
switch.
any moment now.
You switch?
Yep.
Cool. Fish guts. Are we feeding the monster?
Maybe. Oh, we're distracting it so we can do something else down there.
The award for the most annoying option, which isn't the correct option, goes to pulling that crate, I think.
There was a way to solve the puzzle. Press switch.
Yep. Oh, nice eye close up there. That's cool. I feel like you do this on Tomb Raider 3, where you shoot something out of a tree to distract the piranhas.
Yeah, isn't it a raptor?
Yeah, why is a raptor hanging from a tree?
Evolution, my friend.
So, a healthy Big Five. What's your total?
So far, we have 65 points out of 100. 65 days of stay.
Not too bad, not too bad.
All right, on to our question of the week.
Yeah, you lead this a little bit.
Oh, I wish I had some water now. I've got a shandy.
Ah, nice.
Water. This isn't water, but water brings us on to our question of the week. What is your favourite water moment in the Tomb Raider series?
You're not allowed to say the shower scenes from the first Angelina Jolie film.
Or Tomb Raider 2?
Don't you think you've seen enough?
Well, I suppose if we start with number one, the standout moment to me is when you go through their doorway and fall down underneath the Sphinx. Quite an epic level, build up, platforming all around, big dominant thing in the middle, drop down and it's splash into this water. You go underneath and there's just the two giant statues. I would guess at their names, but I'll guess it wrong. Horus, maybe? I don't know.
It looks like Anubis.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll probably get that completely wrong. I love how deep it is there.
Yes.
And you do like a crazy big drop. It's the first time that I was like, wow, from a water piece in any of the games. So.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of as cinematic as PlayStation 1 of 96 we'll get, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Tomb Raider 2, I think the standout bit has got to be 40 Fathoms, where you just loading bar, enter the after the cutscene hints at what's to come, and then you're just in the middle of nowhere. A lot of stress for a lot of players, not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh, that, isn't it? Because it just puts you in there and you're dead straight away, and there's sharks and you're running away and you're panicking. You think it's going to be this way, but what you have to do is you have to follow a trail of litter to get into the ship and find your way there. That was just like I got through it by just dying over and over again until I eventually found the place. But that was really stressful. I found the game slowed down for those sort of levels underneath and then into the Maria Doria. So it wasn't my favorite, but I did like how in 2 they introduced the roll underwater, made you easier to maneuver, especially after you've done like a lever. You want to be able to just back out of there.
I think what you said about them kind of dragging or rolling into one, definitely true for me. And I when I played it, I was quite young, and I didn't even know that they were kind of different settings until more recently, revisiting. Because the Maria Doria is actually pretty cool levels, but it gets almost tainted by the offshore rig for me. So Tomb Raider 3, there's a couple of interesting bits, I think, with this one. So there's the terrible bits in London with the underwater propulsion unit. The worst bit is that you have to kind of stop propulsioning to grab some air before repropulsioning.
And there's also a really tricky bit in one of the snowy levels where you have to go down, find an air pocket, and then go down further into a sub.
Yes.
That's just tricky and harsh.
Is that the one where, do you need to use a med pack for that bit, or is that just option?
Pretty much you have to use a med pack.
And on that, a link to that, although it may not be, what I'm about to say may not happen in that situation, but the cold water mechanic, so you can't be in the water too long, so you're actually less likely to die of losing breath, but of hypothermia or whatever it is.
I like that brought a bit of realism to it. I appreciated that. I think that was a good.
A bit being a key word there, given that she gets out in her wet bomber jacket and is suddenly warm. Oh, I'm normal.
So in Tomb Raider 4, there's a nice swimming area. I say nice. It's like a pen with loads of alligators. Do you remember this bit? And
oh yeah, that's lovely.
They can come out onto the ground as well as like into the water. So that's like a cool area that I liked from that. And 5, we've got to mention the underwater propulsion unit that there was a quick level on that we did. We did one of our quickest episodes in Race to the End. That was a fun one.
That was the full suit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess also on that is the level after with the electric water mechanic. Frustrating, but I quite like it as a kind of concept, and the fact that you could go in the water when the electricity wasn't there. I thought that was quite good.
There was a cool moment in Race to the End where you figured out you could roll in the water by the fires to put the fires out, which is something I did not do. I was just trying to get away as far away from the fires as possible.
Tomb Raider 4 as well. The crocodile bit slightly ruined by the obscure puzzle level progressions in that section, and also worth shouting out the puzzle where you put gelatin in the water or whatever it is to magic so you can run on the water. That
is such a cool. That's like a magical moment. That is awesome. I really love that moment. Onto the LAU trilogy, and what I really disliked about this was it took me ages to get used to the control scheme when we were underwater, because I think it's like X is up and circle is down or something like that, and I couldn't get my head around it, and I was wasting time not getting down far enough, and I was like, oh, I need to go back up for air now, and I'm trying to figure it out. The control scheme just threw me for a while, so not my faves.
No, yeah, I think that's quite a common feeling as well, definitely. And then I know you haven't played them, but the newest trilogy, they don't really focus on water or swimming much at all. The sections, particularly, I think in the later ones, so 2016, not much at all, I don't think. But they're very much more kind of almost level transition sections, fairly cinematic and beautiful. So the main thing is water beauty for me in the later ones. There is a section in, I believe it's 2016, but it could be Rise, where she's going through a section of water where all this blood has gone in, and so it's all red, the water, and she kind of comes out of the water a bit like, is it The Descent? And I think they took inspiration from that.
I don't think she survived. Let's get down there.
But there is one game that we haven't really talked about much. We have mentioned it before on the channel, and that is Underworld. And I think that's because we both appreciate just how beautiful the underwater sections in that game are.
Yeah, so if you were to ask both of us what's your favourite swimming or underwater section in a Tomb Raider game, we're going to look straight past the canoeing in Tomb Raider 3, and we're going to go for some underwater levels in Underworld. And for me, it's the Arctic Sea, Helheim, and you have infinite oxygen. You have like a scuba diving sort of kit, and you have this fantastic puzzle where you're raising the swords of these mighty Nordic kings. I guess they have like the Viking helmets on, and there's this big sort of puzzle, and you see these looming statues out of the underwater territory, and it felt sort of special, and you had the exploration element because there was no time limit on your breath. So that for me was beautiful, and my favourite swimming or underwater section in a Tomb Raider game.
It is beautiful, definitely a standout moment when I played it, and still now, but I favour the Mediterranean Sea, and it's a smaller section because you literally just jump out of the boat and swim down, solve the simple puzzle, and you're into the cave section, which is a bit drab and not as pretty or exciting. But that moment where you just are on that boat, you just cut there from the burning manor, and you just jump into the sea, and it just feels like you're on holiday, and she jumps in, and
feels refreshing, doesn't it? And it looks beautiful, and that yacht is just so Lara. I love it. It reminds me of when she's chasing after Natla and does the jump off the bike and then hides away and has a little nap.
Probably just a fish. Happy some fish, kid. Man, you have got to learn to chill. I'm going back inside. You coming? Steady.
It's like she's gone and she's kept that and used it in the next series of games.
So for me, that just pips Arctic Circle for me, but they're both brilliant sections.
Are there any amazing water sections or moments in the Tomb Raider games that we haven't thought of? Let us know in the comments. And what's your favourite? Cool. It's that time again. It's my favourite part of the show. It's our Tomb Raider Spotlight, where we shine a light on a piece of Tomb Raider content or like a creator. And this week, I've been watching OG YouTuber James Rolfe of Cinemassacre, better known as the Angry Video Game Nerd. So the Angry Video Game Nerd episode in question pays respect to Tomb Raider, stating that it revolutionized 3D platforming before the character goes on a journey to find the worst Tomb Raider games. So this episode, it covers just 3 games. So I was wondering, Nick, can you guess all the 3 games that he covers in this episode? But you're not allowed to make any mistakes. So go for the one you're most sure of first, and then less sure. And
I like that.
If you get all 3, you're the winner.
So it's like a minesweeper quiz. Okay, so the first one has got to be Chronicles.
Chronicles is one of them, yes. Number 5, so you got that one.
The second one is a bit of a risk because obviously some fans love it, but it's got to be on the list. Angel of Darkness.
That's absolutely right.
So the third one, and does it go all the way up to present?
Yes, but it's a bit of a curveball, the third one, I'm telling you now.
Right. If it's a bit, you know what? This is controversial, but Tomb Raider 3, I think got a bit samey at that point. They tried to bring in too many things, and if it's a bit of a curveball, it could be that one. But obviously, it's loads of people. Like Tomb Raider 4, obviously, mostly set in Egypt, or all are set in Egypt, and very samey. And then of the Legends trilogy, well, I guess it could be any one of them. And he may not like the reboots, but I will guess that one of the Legend Underworld trilogies, because he's done classic, he's done the PS2 kind of one. I will go Legend.
Legend for the win? No, it's not. I don't know that you would have got this. It's the original game, but on the Nokia N-Gage.
Very much a careful.
Yeah. I think a lot of the comedy comes from how you have to take the phone apart to put the game in, and how it's you're playing on a mobile phone and it's like this small.
A very worthy game to include.
So the episode mostly focuses on the slew of issues and glitches he came across in Angel of Darkness, and that's one of the reasons I've kind of skipped number 6. I've listened to J.R. Millwood's audio book, and we're doing this DVD game series, obviously. So yeah, we're doing that kind of instead, because I was forewarned by the Nintendo nerd that it was an infuriating game. So we've got that to thank. 2 of my favourite moments of this episode are his funny sort of video game logic comments on the gladiators that you come across in Chronicles.
Are these gladiators left over from the Roman Empire? Have they just been hanging out down here for thousands of years? Or are they just employees at the Colosseum dressed as gladiators? I hope not, because you shoot the hell out of them. Damn. Hate to see Lara at a Renaissance fair.
And when he takes the mick out of Lara's infinite backpack.
And that's why I'm gonna go on a journey to find the worst Tomb Raider games ever made. Now you gotta pack, because when you're dealing with shitty games, you gotta really be prepared for these. Because these games, who knows how bad they're gonna be. I mean, we might find some vile fucking crap here. So you gotta bring all the necessities here.
His use of assets throughout this episode is really cool. You can see like little bits that you recognize from the games, and he has fun with it. And the climax of the episode, he has a fight with a dragon, which is awesome. So if you haven't already seen it, I'll leave a link down in the description, and you can go and watch the AVGN episode on Tomb Raider games.
It said you can leave if you want.
There's no escape.
I just told you my favourite.